Good morning, everyone. This bright gold flame represents the clarity of our understanding of divine love, divine light, and divine spirit. To begin our service this morning, let us pray. We do so by taking a few deep breaths to feel the divine presence that flows within us. The divine truth that we focus on by putting aside worldly things. We release these worldly things now. And having released them, we stop, breathe, and feel the presence of the divine. As we continue to breathe, we claim the power of understanding, one of the 12 birthright powers that is ours to call upon at any time. We direct our breath to where understanding lives in our bodies, that is, to the front of our brain. As we breathe in, we direct gold light there. In doing so, we draw into ourselves the gold light that represents our ability to know, to perceive, to comprehend, to recognize, realize, and be bathed with insight. We are profoundly appreciative of the power of understanding and for the awareness of a spiritual awakening in us. We now affirm and express that gratitude. So it is. Amen.
Thank you, Deborah. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa's online Sunday service. My name is Brenda Mason, and it's truly an honor for me this morning to serve as the facilitator of this service today. First of all, how important, especially today, National Indigenous Peoples Day, that we begin our service by taking this moment to acknowledge the Algonquin Nation, on whose traditional unceded territory we are holding this online service. We gratefully acknowledge them as past, present, and future stewards of this land. So let's start our morning together with song. Stand together.
Love has taken hold and it won't let go of us now.
Something here is calling us forward, upward motion with drops in one ocean. Roll on.
Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for.
Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with a world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now.
Oh, oh,
oh,
oh. Every day's a chance you can do something amazing to feel your passion blazing and shine.
paint with every vision, dance in new directions, explode to new heights in your mind.
I will rise up with you today.
Lift up my voice.
Lift up my voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for.
Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with a world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Hey. One dream, one voice, one heart, one word,
ready to go now. As I mentioned, it's National Indigenous Peoples Day. And that's a day when all Canadians can recognize and celebrate the unique heritage, diverse cultures, and outstanding contributions of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. And I cannot imagine a more esteemed guest to share this day with us here at Unity than our speaker later this morning, Mr. Douglas Cardinal. We are so honored, Mr. Cardinal, that you've chosen to share your wisdom and yourself with us here this morning, which we'll be doing in a few moments. But it's almost as if we have two special guests today, because Mr. Cardinal brings the wisdom of one of his mentors with him, elder grandfather William Commanda. And he will tell us of the Wampum Belt and the Seven Fires Prophecy, which is considered a founding document of the Algonquin Nation. Now, earlier this week I was reading about it, and I read a reprint of a reading by Elder Grandfather Commanda at a meeting of elders, policymakers, and academics in 1997. He read the story of the Wampum Belt at that meeting. And the reprint of it ended with two questions. The questions were, could a nation be formed that is guided by respect for all living things? And are we the people of the seventh fire? Well, as I thought about that, I thought those questions are in alignment with our vision here at ESCO, an awakened world celebrating oneness, is aligned with a nation guided by respect for all living beings. And our mission supports us in that, expanding consciousness and transforming lives. And as I see it, the expanding consciousness as my own is automatically transforming lives. When I do one, the other happens. We're part of Unity Worldwide Ministries, and in 2020, the Unity Worldwide theme is Perfect Vision, seeing through a spiritual lens. 2020 signifies perfect vision, but it's not about how far we can see perfectly. It's rather about how perfectly we can see the world of our creation. So what does your perfect vision look like? And how does what you're seeing make you feel? If it's not happy or peaceful or uplifting, then we can change the images. That's our goal in 2020. And each month of the year of Perfect Vision also has a theme. For June, it's well-being. And there's an affirmation on the screen. I invite us to affirm together. My heart knows well-being, no matter the circumstances. My heart knows well-being, no matter the circumstances. Always remember to check in with your heart. Your heart knows. Also this month, we turn our attention to one of our community's core values, which is integrity. And our definition of integrity is to consistently embody and live from our knowing of the truth of our wholeness, being it instead of just thinking it. And when the core values were developed, each one also included a list of action steps. They were called behaviors, both for the community and the individual. And this is one of the community behaviors that I thought was worth sharing this morning. We are open to re-examining our beliefs and understanding so that we can grow. As such, we are open to guidance and are willing to change as truth is revealed. So this morning, we're open to re-examining our beliefs and understanding. Announcements for our community. First of all, the course on prosperity, the masterclass from Unity Village, has already started. It started on June 10th, and this is the last week you can register. So you can do so. The details are in the newsletter. It's a live course on Zoom, amazing teachers such as Martha Creek and Michael Bernard Beckwith, led by Reverend Aaron McCabe. It's happening on Zoom once a week right through till the 21st of July, and it can count as a seed credit for a fee. So if you're interested in pursuing that, this is your last opportunity to do so, so jump on that. Also, it's been an amazing week and continues. Yesterday, let's go on, Sheila, thanks. Yesterday, the summer solstice and a new moon solar eclipse. It's a time of powerful energies. Yesterday was also the start of World Unity Week. The opening ceremony was Indigenous, and it was followed by a global meditation and prayer gathering, and events are continuing throughout this week, one of which is this Friday. Silent Unity is holding a 24-hour virtual prayer vigil called Embrace Humanity, and it's in support of a more equitable world. It would be at 8 p.m. Eastern, goes through for 24 hours. You can use the link on the screen, unity.org/embracehumanity, to find out more and to sign up. They're asking people to sign up to pray in half-hour blocks, and if you'd like to participate that way, please do. But it's a time of Today is National Yoga Day. There are many events globally happening to embrace this energy that we are in the midst of now. Now, locally, join us on July 20th from 6 to 8 on Zoom for a free online class called The Foundations of Unity. Now, Unity is based on a membership, and if you want to become a member, this course is a requirement. So if it's in the back of your mind, you'd like to sign up and become a full voting member, then this class is required. But even if you are already a member, or you just want to learn more about the Unity movement, its history, the 5 principles we're always talking about, this is a wonderful opportunity to gain that knowledge. There's no cost. You do need to register. You can do that at officeunity@yahoo.ca. And again, unityottawa.org has lots of information on the website, more about our organization. So class is July 20th, register. You'll be glad you did. Also, our AGM now, it's at the beginning of June. It's coming up at the end of the month, but now it's next Sunday. So be advised, it's going to be online after service. The formal meeting will start at 12:30 and run until about 2:30, but we'll be opening the Zoom link at 12:15, and there's a little virtual waiting room where you'll just be on standby until the formal meeting gets started. It's going to be 2 separate links. So on Sunday morning, you'll do the link you always do to come to the service, but then you'll leave that meeting at the end and you'll click on the other link that you will receive this week to join the AGM. And it's important that everybody be there, and especially members. We're asking you to please show your support and be there. We have to have quorum because it's also a business meeting to wrap up the business of 2019. And in order to vote on motions and accept offerings to the meeting, we need a majority of people to do that. We have a democratic organization. So be there. And guests are welcome. You don't need to be a member to attend the meeting, but only members vote. And it's going to be a look back at what's happened this year in our community, the state of our affairs physically and financially, and then a look ahead to what's the board's been planning for the upcoming year as we venture day by day through this new paradigm of normal. So next Sunday after service, it will be a second link, and it will be coming to you this week. And of course, information's in the newsletter. As always, it's your best source of information. If you're not already, then send an email to officeunityottawa@yahoo.ca and you will be added to our list. All right, let's enjoy some more music, this time Water by Daniel Newman.
I've seen my share of struggle when I thought that I knew best, when I've sailed through a storm instead of stopping to rest. And it always seems the hardest when I've made up my stubborn mind. Well, I'm changing my ways this time. Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill, no more I am bound for the sea. Have you ever seen an eagle head straight into the wind? He doesn't pick a fight, he spreads his wings and just gives in. And in the end he always makes it home just fine. I guess he knows that every storm subsides. Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill, no more I am bound for the sea. I'll let nature take its course, no more thinking that I know where this river's meant to go. I've railed against the stars for the cards that I've been dealt, for the lottery I've never won, for the heartache that I've felt. But it always seems when I let go of expectation and regret, Life has plenty of surprises for me, yeah. I wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea.
Lisa Frenette has graciously offered to read the daily word to us this morning. So Lisa, good morning. Please go ahead and unmute your audio and start your video. Welcome.
Okay, just a minute. Father's blessing. I give thanks for all expressions of fatherly love. My relationship with my father may have been positive and nurturing or difficult and challenging. He may have been a strong presence during my childhood, or he may have been absent. We may be part of each other's lives today, we may be estranged, or he may have passed from the earthly life. Whatever our circumstances, I bless my father and see him enfolded in divine love. As I honor my father, I also honor the father figure. Honor all the father figures who've helped guide me along my path. Family members, teachers, neighbors, clergy, employers, friends. I bless them as I recall all the ways each one in a unique way has modeled strength, guidance, wisdom, and patience. Their presence remains with me thanks to their gifts of fatherly love. I have taught you the way of wisdom. I have led you in the path of uprightness. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 11.
Thank you, Lisa. Unity is deeply founded in prayer. It's an important part of our life here. And we have a team of prayer partners always available to pray with us. This week, our prayer partner on duty is Deborah Martin, and I invite her now to lead us through our affirmative prayer. Deb, good morning again.
Thank you, Brenda. Today, our affirmative prayer is around the power of understanding, which is the ability to know, perceive, comprehend, and apprehend. We honor the disciple Thomas, often called the doubting Thomas, for his inability at first to understand Jesus's message. The color of understanding is gold, and as you can see from the graphic, its location is in the front of the brain. Our affirmation for understanding is my understanding of truth deepens and directs my life. Let's say that together. My understanding of the truth deepens and directs my life. And this month we are holding in prayer Unity of Vancouver, BC, and Unity of London, Ontario. So let's pause for a moment in the service and remember all those people we hold in prayer, and for those who are listed in the chat box. As we bless those names we hold in our hearts, we give thanks for having loved ones, friends, relatives, and colleagues to hold in prayer. These people are very important to us. As we breathe in, we focus our minds on these people and their well-being. We bless all these people with our love. As we release our breath, we release all their suffering and concerns. We recall that we and they are divine, healed, and whole. And we are grateful. Amen.
I had to let my dog in. I'm thinking about food this morning for some reason, because I feel like we've had the appetizer and now we're moving on to the main course. But I've been thinking about it, and I see community as a mixing of a cake. Now alone, I'm flour, and Lisa's baking powder, and Deb is sugar, and Lovely is the eggs. And each of us as an ingredient can do so much, but when we join our ingredients together, suddenly we have the potential to make a beautiful cake. And we end up being more than we perhaps could have been when we were just a single ingredient. Now, our community is especially blessed to have quality ingredients. The congregants who bring the wisdoms of their own studies and the experiences of their own lives to our community and share them are a blessing to us, and we're very enriched by people that are part of this union. And one of those many teachers we value in our community is Michael Swinwood. Michael brings decades of spiritual study and insight to USCO. So does his wife and our board president, Susan Hagar. We're blessed to have you both. Michael has a long-standing relationship with the Indigenous as a lawyer and as creator of the nonprofit Elders Without Borders, which was inspired by Algonquin elder grandfather William Commanda. So I am pleased to invite you now, Michael, to open our hearts to receive from our special guest, Douglas Cardinal. Good morning, Michael Swinwood.
Good morning. Thank you very much for that beautiful introduction. It's indeed an honor to speak at this moment to introduce our speaker, Douglas Cardinal, who will speak about our spiritual elder, grandfather William Commanda. And I just want to say to everyone that it is through my association with Douglas Cardinal and grandfather William Commanda that I came to know so many elders throughout North America and South America. One of the wisdom keepers that we met early on is a man named Willaru Waita from Cusco, Peru. And Willaru told us that the most important ceremony that can be done by a human being is the ceremony of the heart. And the ceremony of the heart is essentially coming to the recognition of the love that exists within the heart of every human being, and to concentrate on that as being the place, the central place of knowing. And so today, when you listen to our speaker, I invite you to listen with your heart. Concentrate your consciousness into that part of your being, that love instrument, the one of compassion and tenderness. That will allow for all of us to join in a union of listening to the message of the elder. Douglas Cardinal is a visionary, a genius in architecture. Douglas received his architectural degree from University of Texas, but some unusual things happened when he was at the University of Texas. Douglas's roots go back to Alberta and to the Blackfoot Nation. And when he was at the University of Texas, one of his mentors happened to be an expert in Blackfoot knowledge and wisdom. And it really sparked up quite a feeling in Douglas. And also at the same time, he had a mentor who was an expert in Rudolf Steiner. And contemplate these double influences of the Blackfoot indigenous and Rudolf Steiner. Two incredibly important streams that influenced the mind of Douglas Cardinal. And Douglas received accolades when he was given the commission for a church in Red Deer, Alberta, and revolutionized the way that one can look at buildings through the eyes of nature. And of course, Douglas's crowning project is the Museum of History, or the Museum of Civilization here in Ottawa-Gatineau, demonstrating in essence that relationship between Mother Nature, the water, and the building. And his genius shines through the projects that he has had and accomplished over his life. There's another aspect of Douglas that you should be aware of, and that is in the 60s, he was taken by elders into the Rocky Mountains, and there he was initiated into the teachings of the elders. And he was put through many tests to ensure that his mind and his heart were in the right place. And he passed all these tests with flying colors and emerged from the bosom of the true traditional elders of the indigenous people in the Rocky Mountains. Douglas came to know William Commanda in 1985 when he came east, and he had been told by his elders in the West to seek out William because they all knew of the power and strength of William Commanda. And so Douglas did this, and he knew and worked with grandfather William Commanda until grandfather's passing in 2011. Douglas worked with grandfather William Commanda on his vision for Chaudière Falls and for the islands there, and continues to stand steadfast in letting the world know that this is a sacred site, and the development that they're going forward with should not be there. The battle continues as grandfather Douglas Cardinal, who essentially is filling the shoes of grandfather William Commanda, works with the traditional Algonquin grandmothers to bring these matters forward. I ask you to listen with your heart as Douglas gives us his message in relation to grandfather William Commanda. Douglas, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much. When I came to Ottawa to design the museum, my elders who gave me that vision of the museum asked me to meet William, because when I was in ceremony there with the elders, they gave me a very powerful vision. And when I talked to William at our meeting, it was the same vision that William had in the Seven Fires prophecy. So for me, it was amazing that the vision of the elders were identical, and William's vision was really historically validated, because he carried the Seven Fires prophecy wampum, which really is a clear prophecy of our elders, and that is, we have to teach the world how to love and care for all life, learn and care to love each other and forgive each other, but always keep our hearts open for loving and caring for each other. And not only loving and caring for our fellow human beings, our brothers and sisters around the world, but also our other relations, and that is all the animals, the birds, the fish, the plants, all life around us, because they should be honored, because they are our life givers, and without them we do not or cannot survive, and therefore we should be in appreciation of the gifts of all life around us, and particularly our Mother the Earth and our grandmother water that gives us life. And William's teachings were so profound, and they were the voice of all Anishinaabe peoples from the Atlantic to the Rocky Mountains and south. He was the grandfather of all of us, some 85 or more nations. And he carried that wampum in such a loving way and sharing way. And it was his belief, like my elders taught me, that our spiritual lodge is not complete until all the races and all the creeds and everyone is in a circle together, where we share our hearts together and care for each other, look after each other, and particularly our Mother the Earth and the bounty of this beautiful blue planet. So William always reminded us of that vision. And also the fact that Ottawa was always the center of that vision. It was the host, the Algonquins were the host nation of all the Anishinaabe cultures from the Atlantic to the Rocky Mountains and south. Because here there was a sign from the Creator that created very powerful symbols here in this center here on our Mother the Earth, where the four rivers come together, and we have the falls and the sacred kettle, which is a creation of the Creator to symbolize the sacred pipe, the great whirlpool that we always gave offerings to, that the mist would come out of it like the smoke from the sacred pipe, to remind us of our ceremonies and the fact that this was a very powerful spiritual place. And the sacred islands in the river were there to remind us of that. Here we're to give prayers and ceremonies, and it was always a place for prayers and ceremonies for thousands of years. And indeed, they keep discovering artifacts that are thousands of years old here on the site here on the Ottawa River. Now, when I met William, he was very, very concerned to protect the islands in a way that this could be the spiritual center for everyone, not just our Algonquin people, who are the host nation, but all Anishinaabe peoples across Canada and all people who share the land with us, that everyone should be part of this vision of coming together in peace and goodwill and sitting together in prayer and sharing with each other the care and love that our Anishinaabe people have for the land and each other, and to make sure that we walk into the future in a path of loving and caring together. William saw it was a great opportunity here because there were people that came to this land from every part of the world, and here would be the opportunity of sharing this vision of loving and caring to everyone around the world. And he saw that what an opportunity it would be to have a place on the island, to have the ceremonies and spiritual ceremonies, to have a center of loving and caring, to share the teachings of all of our elders to everyone around the world about walking into the future on a path of loving and caring for each other, loving and caring for all life, all the fish, the animals, the birds, all life, the trees, the forests. He was such a sensitive soul. I know when we would travel together, to every Algonquin community, which he would share his teachings and the teachings of the Seven Fires Prophecy to every community. They all supported his vision, and he would see sometimes a big truck with logs on it, and he'd close his eyes and he'd say, seeing that is like needles in my eyes. It's so hard to see what they're doing to the forests. It's hard to even comprehend that they would treat the forest in that way by destroying and cutting and clear cutting and exploiting the forests for greed and avarice. It's so hard to see that it's like needles in my eyes when I have to see that. And he was such a sensitive soul. And so it was an honor to be with him. And at the time, when I was working at the museum, Jean Piggott was the chairman of the National Capital Commission. And she told me that the islands belonged to the Algonquin people, and it was the responsibility of the government of Canada to return those islands to the Algonquin people. And so she said, I want you to work with William because it's important that the National Capital Commission have a sacred place on those islands to be able to have William's dream become a reality. And so when I was designing the museum, I spent a lot of time with the National Capital Commission because they wanted to create a new vision for Ottawa under the direction of Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau. And that was to create a circle that included the Parliament buildings, a circle goes around Alexander Bridge and across Laurier Street, and have the museum, in a sense, start that circle of Confederation Boulevard or Canada Boulevard, to create a circle in the nation's capital that included the English community, the French community, and the Indigenous community of the islands in a sacred circle. And that would be the new vision of the capital, of which Pierre Elliott Trudeau supported. And on the circle, which would also extend to include the island, that there would be the spiritual center, so that William Commanda's vision would be an important part of the nation's vision, important part of the capital. That would be a vision to embrace all of Canada and all the nations of the world together in a beautiful vision of loving and caring and sharing, and a vision respecting all life. Because always, for every Prime Minister or Governor General, he was asked to bring the 7 Fires Prophecy Belts and explain them to the people in power at the time in Ottawa. So everyone knew about his vision. And at that time, excuse me, when I was designing the museum, everybody believed that that was an important part of the nation's capital. And I was very blessed to continue my learning and meeting and be able to be mentored by William to carry out the museum and the design of the museum, but also carrying out a design of his vision for in the nation's capital. It was part of the overall vision that Canada wanted for our nation's capital, because at the Ottawa River was not seen in the original plan as fundamental to the nation's capital. The capital turns its back on the Ottawa River, and the City Hall and the Francophone community in Hull also turns its back on the Ottawa River. And the government of the day wanted to have everybody share in a circle the beauty of the Ottawa River and its significance in the nation's capital. And always believing that William's vision would be a very much a part of the capital as a whole, the design of the capital and the future of Canada, and also how Canada would relate to the rest of the world. William was held in such high respect by the government of the day. And I felt so honored to work with him and be able to design his vision. And together, when we worked out the design, we then visited all the Algonquin communities, and they all supported William's vision and the design that we put together for the future. And so I found it a tremendous honor to be able to bring his vision into reality in terms of, at least on paper, because throughout my time with him, I could see in all of our meetings and all of the people that were around him that he brought a message of peace and love and hope and beauty to everyone that listened to him and everyone that he met. William did not see the difference in people's races or religions or anything. He embraced everyone in a loving and caring way. And he was a great teacher because he taught us all to forgive each other, and so that we'd always have our hearts open. He felt forgiveness was a fundamental to keeping our hearts open. So it was beautiful to share time with him. And I find every minute of my time with him very precious in my life. And I believe that his vision is a vision for the future. It is the teachings of such elders are not the teachings of the past to be forgotten. These teachings are really the hope for the future. They're the teachings of the future. Unless we follow those teachings, we will not have a future on this beautiful blue planet. So thank you. Thank you for sharing William's vision.
As one we walk this earth together. As one we sing to her our song. As one we love her. As one we heal her. Her heart beats with our own as one. As one we join with her, our mother. As one we feel her sacred song. As one we touch her. As one we heal her. Her heart beats with our own as one. As one we walk this earth together. As one we sing to her our song. As one we love her. As one we heal her. Her heart beats with our own as one. As one we join with her, our mother. As one we feel her sacred song. As one we touch her. As one we heal her. Her heart beats with our own as one. As one we walk this earth together. As one we sing to her our song. As one we love her. As one we heal her. Her heart beats with our own as one. As one we join with her, our mother. As one we feel her sacred song. As one we touch her. As one we heal her. Her heart beats with our own as one. Her heart beats with our own as one.
Mr. Cardinal, thank you so much for your message. The wisdom of elders extends to you as well, and we are grateful. And on behalf of all of us in this community, we say thank you for sharing your knowledge that you've gained from your experience with the elders with us, because we're all enriched by it and we appreciate it very much. Thank you. What a perfect time to speak of prosperity. And we tend to think about it too much like money. If I've got lots of money, then I'm rich and prosperous. But I think especially this morning, we've learned that it's so much more. It's appreciation for every living thing and every moment of our lives. And the more we can be in appreciation for each of those things, the richer our lives are and the more opportunity we have to share our riches with others. And then the rest just takes care of itself. The universe is wonderful like that. It provides what we need. Our job is to keep an open heart and live from our heart. So we are blessed, and I would like us now to affirm that blessing with the affirmation that's on the screen together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I have, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. And just before we move on, I will remind you that having said all that, we do have financial obligations to run our organization, and we rely 100% on your support. So on the website, unityottawa.org, there's a button that makes it very easy for you to donate to help us support the work we do. Our blessing. Is there a song, Sheila, or is it next? We are a blessed community, and we can affirm that together.
Yeah. Hi, Brenda. Sorry, there's no song this week.
Okay. Well, let's affirm together then the richness of our blessings together. Unity Spiritual Center, Ottawa is abundantly blessed. Creative people are drawn to us. Divine ideas flow through us. Financial resources bless us. And we accomplish mighty works together. And our ornithology lesson today from Sheila, this should be a shoo-in. Everyone should get this one. That's our blue jay. He's with us all year long.
Yeah, I don't really have any deep lesson. I thought I'd put something easy up there for everyone this week. I'm pretty sure most folks can spot him. And if you have a chance to Google what his little squawk sounds like, it's definitely a wonderful sound. And the bonus of blue jays is they stay all year round, so they're a bit of a splash of color for.
Oh, they're so beautiful in the winter. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Sheila. The children of the world, let's bless them. And this week we're admiring Candace's granddaughters in Australia, Karis and Isla. And they stand as ambassadors for all the children of the world of every age. So let's affirm together, you are the peace, the love, and the light of this world. Let your light shine. Thank you is what's required this morning. First and foremost, to our special guest, Mr. Douglas Cardinal, once again, our deepest gratitude for giving what you have given us this morning. It's a message that will be deeply treasured and I'm sure reviewed, which we'll be able to do on the YouTube link after. We thank you very much for your presence and your wisdom here this morning. Our thanks also to Michael Swinwood for connecting us to Mr. Cardinal, to Lisa for sharing the daily word, to prayer partner Deb Martin, technical coordinator and office administrator Sheila Purcell, co-host Diana Romero, service facilitator Brenda Mason, to Lynn Atterbury for the music selections, to the USCO board for week after week, working so hard and volunteering so much of their time and effort and love to this community, and to every single one of you for being here. Remember, without you, I'm just flour. I need you to be the chocolate cake I dream of being. And I'm going to dedicate today's service to our elders who have made this path for us and have so much to give us. And I also dedicate it to all the people who have served in life as good male role models, however that expresses. Thank you. Next week, it's a serenity service with our prayer partners, and it's on the power of understanding. Now, understanding brings connection to what is disconnected. Could we use a little more connection of the disconnected right now? I think you want to tune in next Sunday and take advantage of that opportunity. So that's 10:30 next Sunday. You'll get the Zoom link from the newsletter. Our prayer partner this week, again, is the beautiful Deborah Martin. And there are many ways to pray at Unity. Easiest way is contact the office and we'll hook you up. Deb's available for prayer throughout the week. And you can also, of course, go online to unity.org. Download the YouPray app or call Silent Unity. They're open 24/7, 365 at 1-800-NOW-PRAY. There's, if you need prayer, we've got you covered. Just reach out. That's the most important part. So chew on all of this for the week and take the blessing from it. I certainly will remember that the teachings of elders are not the relics of the past to be forgotten, but the hope for the future. This wisdom was gained through life experience, and aren't we blessed to be able to reap the blessing from it? We'll do our prayer of protection. I invite you to put your hands out to receive, And then we'll do our closing song, and I invite you to virtually hold the hands of those you love beside you on either side and before and behind. And we'll walk the road and meet here again online next Sunday. Have a wonderful week, everyone. With love and blessings.